Hey loves, it's Angelica aka Angie B. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing my second silk press of the year, and this is mainly for the purpose of a trim. And you can see my hair is looking wild, okay? It's been through it. It's like a braid out, which was not really a braid out. I just took some braids out, and now I'm sectioning my hair into 4 sections as always when I wash my hair, because my hair is really thick and I need to section it if I want to save time. Although it looks like it spends more time, it does save time. So I'm sectioning every section by itself and just tying it or clipping it. And then I'm going to start with one section, and I'm starting with the front, and I'm using this Amika Reset Pink Charcoal Cleansing Oil. This is a lifesaver and a game changer. Not sponsored, by the way. I just love this product. It is so refreshing, and it is amazing for dandruff, for itchiness, for removing buildup. This will make your wash day so easy and so amazing that when you wash your hair, you literally only need to shampoo your hair once. Or if you're doing a silk press, I always do twice. Even if my hair feels really clean on the first wash after using this, I still do twice just to make sure. But if it's not straightening, I would literally do one wash. It's just that I don't always use this product when I'm doing one wash, when I'm keeping my hair curly. So, this is a product I use to cleanse my scalp, and I rub it in to make sure that it's lathered. It's not like a scalp massage, it's more like a lathering motion, as you see me continuing to do as I put it on the lines. Now, this is a scalp treatment, so I only focus it on the scalp. Surprisingly, although it says it's a cleansing oil, it feels more like an oily shampoo, and it amazingly makes my hair feel so soft. For some reason, I saw clay and I saw pre-cleansing. I assumed it would make my hair dry. My roots feel so soft after I use this that I'm even tempted to put this on my hair. But one, it is quite expensive, and two, I like to follow certain instructions, and for this one, I will not be putting it on my hair shaft. I just focus it on the scalp. But a little warning: if you have a sensitive scalp and you don't like anything that feels like super minty, like this literally feels like Vicks or you put toothpaste on your scalp, it is that strong. When you just put it on, it doesn't feel that strong. And I think the instructions say leave it in your hair for like a minute and then wash it out. I leave it in my hair for 10 minutes, and that's when I really feel it working. Like, it tingles all over my scalp, and for a silk press, it just really does something. So like I said there, I left it in for 10 minutes. Then I went into the shower and I washed with my Olaplex Bond Maintenance Shampoo. Then I used the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Hair Mask, which leaves my hair so soft. Then I followed up with that Instant Shine Mask. I left it in my hair for 1 minute. And lastly, I used the Olaplex number 6, which is a leave-in treatment, and it is a game changer. I use this when my hair is curly, for a braid out, for silk press, every single thing. It is so lightweight yet thick enough to hold my hair. It is just an amazing product. Again, nothing in this video is sponsored. And then now it is time for the blow dry. So to blow dry, this is by far the best technique I've ever learned. So starting section by section, I'm using the John Frieda Frizz Ease Serum, and I'm using about a pump for every section. If your hair is fine, please use maybe half a pump, or just use like half a pump on one side and half a pump on the other side, so you only use one full pump, because this is very heavy. But because my hair is so thick and absorbs a lot of product, I can get away with using a pump or even a little bit more sometimes. And the way to know if you've used enough product is after you've completely worked it in and rubbed into your hair. When you look at your hands, you should see that there's no product on it. It's not looking shiny. That means your hair has perfectly absorbed the product and it's not too much. So I'm using a Denman brush, and this is first to detangle the little section. So every section is going to be divided into sections. I wish I could be one of those people who could blow dry an entire section of hair, but with my type 4 hair, okay, it's just not possible. So first I detangle every section with the Denman brush, and then I decided it's actually better to keep my hair in a Bantu knot. That way it stays wet for longer, and that's the reason why I'm putting the bag. I discovered that the hair feels so much better when you don't have to spray more water on it to make it wet. When it stays wet with your leave-in in it, the hair just stays so much softer and so much smoother. So I'm using my GHD blow dryer on the highest heat and the highest strength of airflow. And now I know I didn't put this up to the camera, but this is the wet brush, and this has been the game changer in this video when it comes to tools. I have had this brush for maybe 3 years, and I have never used it to blow dry my hair because something told me that this is just kind of for Caucasian people. I was like, why did I buy this brush? Because it feels like there's no tension as you're blow drying your hair. It feels like maybe it's not actually combing through your hair, it's just like brushing over the top. But trust me, this will have the ends of your hair so nice and smooth and stretched out, which is my biggest problem whenever I blow dry my hair. Even with a Denman brush, I would find that the ends of my hair are still like curly and tangly. This does amazing for the hair shaft, but I will say it doesn't straighten the roots of my hair as much, and that's where I bring in the Denman brush to put in a little bit of tension so I can do, like, the tension method to stretch out my roots, and then I comb everything out, and you see me do that next. I just like air all over my hair closer to the roots and then brush it down. And this comes out so well. Now you might be thinking, why use such high heat? Why don't you just use it on medium or cold? Look at me looking shook here. Like, look how smooth my hair is. Instead of using it on medium or cold, I still suggest high heat because for me, again, my hair is thick. It takes a very long time to dry. It's also low porosity. I also find that I don't have to blow dry a section for a very long time if I'm using it on high heat. So I feel like it comes to the same thing, just more work, because you're going to have to be blow drying for so much longer. And I've also discovered that so far this has been the best blow dry technique for me. It works better than the standard tension method and any other method I've ever used before. Just try this if you haven't tried it before, and you don't have to use this specific brush. Just find a paddle brush that is meant for wet hair, but every single thing I'm using in this video I will link in the description box below. Speaking of, if you want to come back to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button right down there in the corner and hit the bell so you get notifications every single time I post. So a little bit more about this blow dryer. This is a professional blow dryer and it really does wonders, and it is the only professional hair dryer I have used, so it's the only one I'm going to recommend. So I'm done with that back section, and I was putting every section into a Bantu knot. I moved on to the next section, and I didn't want to make it boring, so I blow dried it after I put the serum in, and you'll see in seconds that it is done. Okay, this blow dry just came out so good. If the blow dry is amazing, the flat iron is going to be amazing. That is the best thing I have found so far. If your hair is not as smooth and it's just like super frizzy and you basically just dried it, like you air dried it with the blow dryer, your flat iron is either not going to come out as good as it should, or should I say your silk press will not come out as smooth as it could, or it could, it's just going to take you way longer because you're going to have to be using tiny pieces of hair. You might be finding a little bit more tangles and knots. And can I just preface that it is blazing hot? I've never actually straightened my hair in this weather before because it is so hot. It is like in the middle of summer and the rain season, okay? So it's raining on some days, the humidity is high, and then it's also blazing hot. So as I'm blow drying, I'm also sweating, okay? But somehow, even though I was sweating during the blow dry, it was just staying straight. And as you see, even throughout the silk press, I was so amazed. My hair felt so soft, so hydrated, silky smooth and straight, and it was not reverting. So now you might be wondering, okay, sure, it didn't revert in the 1 or 2 days that you did it, but eventually it's going to. Yes, it is going to revert eventually, perhaps in the next maybe 2 weeks. So far, it's been about 4 or 5 days and my hair hasn't reverted yet. But the purpose of this is simply to have a nice even trim. It's not really to like wear a silk press for a month. So here I let my hair sit for about 40 minutes. I went to eat, did a little bit of makeup, and look how nice my curls look like. I felt like I could wear my hair just like that in Bantu knots. But of course, this is a silk press video. Let me know if you want me to style hair like that and I'll try that. So for the silk press, I'm using my Sadu flat iron on the highest temperature, which is 420. Then I'm using my BioSilk serum, and I'm using just that amount, just a tiny bit per section. Again, if you have fine hair, you might want to make sure that you're super lightweight with your serums because it will weigh your hair down. At this stage, again, like I said, it's super hot and the humidity is really high. I actually didn't mind, and I was just thinking if this is going to make my hair a little bit too heavy, I don't mind because I don't plan to keep my hair that long, and I don't plan and it's for the purpose of the trim, so I don't care if it's like super heavy. I even added a little bit more to the section because I felt like it wasn't enough, and turns out I should be using a little bit more serum than I've been using in the past because it was actually the perfect amount. And look at my hands, completely dry, not an ounce of shininess, so my hair absorbed all the serum and it was perfect. So now I'm only using the back of the rat tail comb. I'm not using it for the chase method. I will be using this bristle brush and these Sadu flat irons, and it has very wide plates, and I got them because I decided as my hair continues to get longer, it's just easier to get wider plates so I don't have to buy another flat iron in the future. And this one is also a professional flat iron, and my hair felt so silky, so smooth. I just had one little piece there that was left over that I had to go over again. But in every single piece, I will only go over the roots 1 to 2 times and then one slow pass down the entire shaft of my hair. I never go more than 2 passes on the entire shaft of my hair because my hair can't handle it, but my roots can. So now as I'm flat ironing, I'm taking every section after like maybe every 2 to 3 flat irons on 3 pieces of hair. I go ahead and trim the ends, and I'll be using that as a guide. Now, as you can see, as we're going, as I have more of the hair together, I will be like trimming off a little bit more again. But as you can see, I'm trimming my own hair and I can't see the back. So I didn't cut off every split. I didn't go as high as possible because one of my friends is going to come over on the weekend. Unfortunately, it's not in this video, but perhaps not the next video, but the one after that, you'll see what my hair looks like after the final trim. So she's going to cut it from the back so that it's nice and even. Here, I was just concentrating on cutting off all the splits and dead ends that I can find. And then any little bit that's left over is going to be gotten rid of. And as you can see, I continue cutting off the splits as I go. And you can just enjoy the video as I continue to do the silk press. I am so shocked that my hair is coming out this good in this weather. Also, if you watched my first silk press of the year, you can see that my hair has grown so much. I would go so far as to say my hair is longer than the last time I did the silk press, and I had to cut off like 4 inches, maybe 5, I'm not sure, but I had a lot of dead ends because I did not get a trim the entire quarantine. So that was literally over a year of no trims for me, and I also had no access to cutting shears, so that's why I ignored it. So if you've been thinking of getting a trim and you watch this video and you think, oh my god, your hair looks so much better after the trim, let me go and trim my hair too, but you don't have shears, look at that shine. If you do not have cutting shears, please do not cut your hair because the only thing you're going to be doing is adding more splits. Now here I know it looks like my hair is super split, but it's just extreme brightness from the sun, and you see at the end that my hair is actually pretty even. So as I was saying, if you use kitchen scissors or any blunt scissors, even if they're hair shears but they're really old, that is terrible for your hair because even though your ends may look like super straight and blunt, even if you're like, I'm cutting above the damage, I'm going to cut an inch above, and your hair looks super blunt and neat, in a few weeks or months, all your ends will be split because the blunt scissors is going to fray the ends of every single hair that you cut, and it will be worse than before, and you will most likely have more damage than before. So either go to a professional or wait till you can get your hands on a professional scissors, or you can cut off a little bit of hair that's below the damage if you want to get rid of your damage slowly. Let's say you have 4 inches of dead ends, you can cut off 2 inches with your horrible scissors because the hair above it is already damaged. If you can't wait to get your hands on a hair shears, then get the hair shears and get rid of everything. But if you just want to do a complete cut, please only do it if you have the professional shears. It makes a huge difference. Hair should be very easy to cut. There should be no struggle. And that's when you're going to get the best out of your hair. And the trim that I did at the beginning of the year was the best thing I could do for my hair. I felt like, oh my god, my hair was going to be so long and so full, but I just had to get rid of those dead ends because my hair has grown back so much faster. It's, I would say, longer than before I cut it, and only a few months. And I think my treatments have definitely been working as well. If you're not new, you know I've been doing a lot of rosemary treatments, and those are a game changer. And after this trim, I want my hair to flourish and grow even longer, faster again. So I will continue using those treatments. I think I'll link a video on how to make rosemary oil in the eye, and maybe put a video on how to make rosemary water at the end of this video. But yes, I hope you are enjoying my technique. This has been the best technique I've done so far. I think it's a combination of the technique and the products. As you can see, I'm also flat ironing my hair in 4 sections, and it's made a big difference instead of me just flat ironing straight across the back. So look at that flow, that shine. Like, I have type 4 hair, and are you seeing that movement? So once I was done flat ironing the hair, I decided to go in and just add a little bit of curls. I will say, if you have this flat iron, I would not recommend it for doing curls because the plates are just way too wide. It's a hassle, it's a struggle, and this took me way too long. I'm definitely going to invest in some curlers, like a barrel curler, so it's just much easier and less stressful on the hair. I just wanted a little bit more body and movement, so I went ahead and wrapped my hair after this. And just so you know, this is how I sleep with my hair on most nights. If it's not wrapped up, then it's like in a high bun or something underneath a satin scarf or a bonnet or both. So I just wrap it to one side, and once I feel like it's wrapped enough, I go ahead with a brush, the same brush I was using to do the silk press, just to make sure it's nice and smoothed out. And then I went ahead and put on a bonnet and let my hair cool down. I literally sat in front of the fan because I was blazing hot, like sweating. And when I combed it out, this is what it looked like, so full and bouncy. I went outside where the light was better so you can see. Just look at that growth, that shine. And the next clip is actually the next day after the curls fell. It is super straight, and you can see, but I didn't get my final trim yet. But my hair is doing amazing. Hit my face on the side of the screen to subscribe. Watch the 2 videos if you'd like to see any of my older videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!